Welcome back to our channel, Design on the Dollar. I'm your host, Ida. And tonight, as you can see, we're not doing the DIY. We are actually in the bedroom, in the sitting area. Please, somebody tell me if the picture is clear because I'm using my phone today, but I'm using my data. So I wanted to see if that makes a difference because I was told by the internet company that the more things that you have on your um, Wi-Fi thing, the non-clear or whatever it's going to be. See, guys, uh, 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 uh. I have an appointment, so that's a good thing. But I really don't understand that because I have two rider box in this house. So hi Renee, can you tell me if what the quality of the picture looks like? Happy New Year, Jacqueline. What? Okay, thank you. Um, Hi Atonian. I don't know what that means, but if you are a troll, bye bye. You gave me a view. Exit stage left. All right, guys. So the last time y'all saw me, I think it was New Year's Eve. Um, and I had this pretty background. I had the Christmas tree. It was going, and I just felt like it felt so good about, and the quality of the picture was good. And all of a sudden, y'all know I have to have some form of drink with me um, when I do my lives because I am coming from taking my medication and um, my mouth get extremely dry, and then with this retainer thing in here, it makes it even drier. Um, so so I have my bottle of water, which I rarely drink, and I had it sitting beside me. I had just took a drink of it, and I set it back down. And lo and behold, about maybe 15 to 20 seconds later, I felt something wet. So I looked down and I was like, Lord, my water bottle is leaking. So I picked up the water bottle and water was dripping from it. But I was saying that, this can't make this much water. And I happened to look up and I looked out past where Happy New Year, where I was sitting at, and my foyer was flooded with water. I mean, the half bath, when I got up to go check it, the water wasn't overflowing from this way on the toilet. It was overflowing from the bottom. Happy birthday. Happy New Year, Queenie, to you too. I know, I miss y'all as well. That's why I decided to come on today. Um, Despite all, I have to practice what I preach, and that is, God got everything in control. Everything is going to be okay. And that's what I have to stand on. So I'm here. Uh, I haven't been doing well either, and I haven't been doing well either. Um, my throat is getting worse. Um, I choke off of water now. It's not funny, but it's like choking off of water. How does that sound? But so I got up and I looked, and the water was just pouring out up from up under the toilet. So I went in and I turned the valve off. And remind you guys, I'm live. I'm live while all this is happening. Um, so the water just kept coming and coming and coming, and I was waiting for my son to get there, because my granddaughter, she put down a lot of towels, but the water was still coming out. So I was waiting for my son to get there to use the shock vac to shock the water out. Thank you, Queenie. I wasn't sure at first, but my husband said he liked it. A friend of mine said she liked it. My daughter said she liked it. So, and my niece that is very, very blunt about things. Yeah, that's what I was thinking too, Renee. That's what I was thinking too. Um, so and mind you guys, my husband works out of the sometimes he works out of the country. He just came back into the country from New Mexico, and now he's working in Virginia at they did they call them pop up military base for all the Afghan refugees that came over, and they have to place them, and it's over 10,000 of them there, and that's just in the sector of base that he takes care of. And there's three other sectors. So if you can imagine, 10,000, it's like 30,000 refugees on that camp at this particular time. So he's not here. Um, the only persons that are here, it just had to be my granddaughter now, because if my grandson was here, he would have been helping with the towels as well. So my son finally got there, and he got the shop vac, and he started vacuuming the water out. Um, but by the time he got there, the water had reached over maybe 2/3 of the foyer. Yeah, probably 2/3. A lot over half, about 2/3 of the foyer. And the rug, my brand new rug, was soaked through and through. And I'm glad that we caught the water from doing not about all of 90% of the foyer, because we took the rug up and he took the rug up and took it outside, or put it in the garage. And so after he did the water, hi Beverly, after he did the water, um, whether you have wood or whatever type of floor you have, if it buckles, it's going to get into the padding. So I'm afraid of that right now. I I um I have contacted. I have something what you call um home choice warranty. That'll cover it, but we also have um homeowners insurance. So we're gonna file both of those things, and prayerfully in between the both of them, that out of pocket expense will be zero, because I was telling Renee earlier that my foyer looks like a rocky road right now, where it's so much warping in the floor. Um, and I know this is gonna sound kind of crazy, but at this particular time, at that particular time, that's how I had to handle what was going on all around me. And because I was talking with you, my YT family, I felt like I had someone there with me to um talk to and to keep my mind off of what was happening. And so a lot of people said that I should have just got offline. And Renee was quite right. You're quite right, and I should. Any normal person would have said, "Guys, I'm sorry. I gotta cut this short. You see what I'm dealing with." But because I care about my YT family a whole lot, um, it made me feel good to actually to be on. It's hard to explain, and maybe it's not hard to explain, and maybe I'll understand exactly what I'm saying about being on the live and y'all being there, like you're here now, and y'all being there, even though the situation that was called for, y'all couldn't do anything physically, but emotionally, y'all was there. Y'all was telling me to turn the water off, move the electrical cord out of the water, all those things that my mind wouldn't have been thinking about at that particular time, because um I probably wouldn't have turned the live off. I probably would just set the phone down somewhere. Um and so I'm glad that I had y'all there with me to handle that. And I chose to handle that by continuing to talk to you guys, to show y'all the Christmas tablescape. So if y'all haven't seen that live, you can go over, because all of it is not disaster. The first part is inspirational. The second part is disaster. The third part is um, the tablescape, and so and the Christmas tree. So it's not all bad, and I feel like you can fast forward through what section that you want to, look at. Um, and I haven't did a tablescape video in a long time, so just showing you guys the tablescape, the dining room, how what I have in there right at this particular moment. Um, Kind of like took my mind off of it and had me at a little bit at ease. So I want to say thank you to you guys. And I knew I was telling, I don't know if it was Val or Renee earlier today. I was telling them that I was going to come live today, but I wasn't going to do a DIY. And I knew that there was not going to be a outpouring of people to come in today, because it's not a DIY. But I told them I knew my faithful sisters would be here, and pretty much I care about all y'all, but I know my faithful ones are always worried about me, checking up on me, um, here for me, and do all of it. The messed up this, the messed up that. And so I wanted to come and address it to all of you guys. So now, COVID. I know almost everybody has been affected, not almost, but everybody has been affected by COVID in some fashion or form, some in more ways than one. Well, I found myself very blessed And I still, even though I'm walking through a valley right now, I still find myself blessed because I know I'm walking through it, and there is the other side. There is peace, all that good stuff is over there. But while I'm walking in the valley, so when it first came out, of course, with my immune system and everything, I was one of those people. I was already a homebody anyway, but I found myself being even more. Thank you, Sandra. Um, Even more of a homebody when it first came out, and I, always talk to my children to tell them, if you don't have to go out, don't go out. Um, and so we was blessed not to be affected by it as far as my tree line goes. My husband, my children, my grandchildren, and myself. Um, and I don't. Oh well, yeah. My brother did get it. My brother that's right up under me, he did get it. And he had it real bad, but through that valley, God healed, and so. But this outbreak, we had a common, and they always say there's a calm before a storm, and so we had a common, and for whatever reason, the storm just came back, and it's full force again, y'all. Um, it's crazy, but my husband works at the refugee camp, like I said, and his I told you they have to take care of 10,000 people, and so when COVID hit the camp, it hit both the refugees and the workers, the workers that's there assisting or taking care of the refugees, and so um they have a bus. They have my husband in a hotel along with a lot of other people, different hotels. And one day he was on the bus because they shoveled them back and forth to work. And so one day he was on the bus and he had his mask on, which he has to wear when he's at work anyway. But while he's on the bus, you know, I figured he can pull it down so we can talk because he was muffled. And so I was like, babe, I can't hardly hear you. Take your mask off. And he was like, I'm not gonna do that. And I'm like, what's wrong with him? He's snapping at me for no reason. But he said, I'll tell you why, a little bit later. And so I was all right. Beverly says, I tested positive but had no symptoms, fever, or illness in October. I quarantined myself for 14 days as instructed by the health department, but I felt fine the entire time. Yeah, some people, are like that. And I was telling my husband, when he finally told me about what was happening, said that he wouldn't take when he got off from work and got back into his hotel room. He said that I wasn't going to take down my mask because there's an outbreak of COVID here, and the employees are going down left and right. And so he was like, I was like, just the employees? He was like, nah, the Afghanis are as well. He said the camp um is flooded with COVID. And so he had already had both of his shots, and then he was due for a booster. So during that time, he found a place and got his booster shot. But today, when I was talking to him, He sounded muffled, not more muffled than he sounded hoarse and muffled, and but he was like, oh, they said that was a side effect of the booster shot. So then I heard him coughing, and I was like, babe, you need to get a rapid test done. And my husband is very stubborn. He doesn't like, if he says that he's fine. In his mindset, he's fine. And so if you try to encourage him to do something, he gets upset because he says, which is true, and I say the same thing. He knows his body, but he doesn't know COVID. Just like um Queenie, I think it was Queenie said about her having it but no symptoms. So finally, I convinced him to take a rapid test. And I don't know if he took it on his way into work once he got to his 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 pod or whatever they calling it to work. So I don't know if he did or didn't. And if he did, he must have tested negative because he hadn't called home to say anything different. Um but so right now God is blessing in that area. But my daughter calls and she says, I have my granddaughter here, my oldest granddaughter with me. She came down right after Christmas. She went home for Christmas because we had our Christmas New Year's Eve. So she went home to have Christmas with her mom and them, and then she came back. Um, so I get a call, and she was due to go back, I think the next day or in 2 days or something like that. She was due to go back home. So I get a call from her mom, and she was like, Mom, I was like, yeah. She was like, I need for Kiona to stay there with you for a little while longer. And I was like, sure. I said, what's wrong? She was like, Josh, which is her fiance, has COVID. And my youngest granddaughter, which is 2. Hold on. Kiona, has Kimora turned 2 yet?
No, her birthday is on Valentine's Day.
Oh, that's right. That's right. She's a Valentine's Day baby, an actual Valentine's Day baby. So she turns 2 on next month. And so she had caught it from her dad. My daughter was symptomatic, and my next to the youngest, which is 3. Yeah, 3. Kijai is 3, right? Kiona. Kijai is 3, right? Kijaya. She's 3 years old.
I think she's 2. No, wait.
No, she just turned 3.
Yeah, she is 3.
Yeah, she just turned 3. And she had been around her dad a whole lot. So they was like, most likely, she's going to get symptomatic. And then my daughter has 2 more at home. She have a 9 and an 8-year-old at home. And so they had to quarantine themselves in the room. And you know how hard it is for a 7 or 8-year-old to be confined to one place for a certain amount of time. And my third oldest kept coming out the room, back and forth out the room. And so my daughter was afraid that she was gonna catch it as well. But my daughter hadn't got tested yet because she hadn't started showing the signs. But then the next day she started having the symptoms. And my knee baby started showing the symptoms. So it was her fiance, her, my youngest, and my knee baby. If you don't know what a knee baby is, we call that the baby that's next to the last, because the mama always hold that baby on the knee and hold the baby up in her arms or whatever. So we call that the knee baby. Um, so that was going on, and then my niece, who's pregnant, um, called and said that her fiance had COVID. And I said, well, how are y'all doing it? You know, how are y'all staying quarantined? And she was like, well, I keep the boys out of the room at all times. And she was like, I wear masks and gloves when I go in the room. And I said, oh, okay. I told her, you know, I said, you need to be careful because you're pregnant and you don't know what COVID can do to the baby. And by being pregnant, you can't take the medications that they prescribe for you. So she um, was doing the best that she could, handling the two boys and trying to take care of her fiance at the same time. And so while that was going on, of course, everybody was quarantined. And my her mom, her mom, um, boyfriend, ended up with it. And so when she started having like shortness of breath and all that kind of stuff, she went to the emergency room. But I don't know if it's lucky or if it's just a good thing that it was bronchitis and not COVID, because she has a real bad severe case of it, where she's talking, she feels like, you know, she's gonna pass out because she she's not getting enough air to compensate for breathing and talking. So we have that. And so back to my daughter. Um, yes, Queen, it very. Oh, Beverly, it is. I was going to ask you, what is your? I don't know what state you're living in, but what is your state's guidelines for a child coming back to school that has been exposed to COVID or been in a place that has COVID. So what is your state or school policy for that? And why she's talking about that, I'll tell you. My daughter's best friend is male, and um, they were gonna all quarantine together because they get together for game nights and all that kind of stuff. So it would probably have been a little bit more less intense for them if they had everybody together, and they can, well, not everybody, because they have other friends that normally come over that will participate in the game nights. So he had COVID, her best friend, and he said, and he lives in this the capital of North Carolina, Raleigh. They live in that's where he lives at. And um he said that his boss man called him and told him that he needed him at work because they were short staffed. And so he went, and his boss knew that he had COVID. But he said that the CDC said that if your place of employment is short staffed, that you can go to work, which I find that very funny. Okay. Kiana, have you had the COVID shot?
No.
Have your brother or sister?
No.
Keyshawn and Kimani?
No, I don't think so.
Okay. So they out for 10 days because neither one of them had has been vaccinated. So he said that the CDC, they said that the CDC said that if your job is short staffed and they call you into work, you are entitled to go to work. Oh, okay. Um, I think that's the same thing for North Carolina, but I wasn't quite sure. Because I was telling my daughter that asked her have all of them went and got retested yet, and she said no. Um, so her my daughter's fiance started feeling better, and so he went to back to work. And right the day that he went back, my daughter called me and she's like, Mom, she was like, I can barely get from the bed to the living room. She said, I feel awful. She said, I feel um she says like the worst kind of feeling that she ever had. And so when you hear that about your child and she's there with four small ones and her fiance is going to work, I immediately want to go to my child and help my child. But I was in a situation where I had to be here for her oldest child and my second oldest, because my second oldest stepdad and mom had it. So, and my son worked. We only have 30 students out of 196 which has been vaccinated. Wow. I don't understand. I understand, but I don't understand why people are so afraid of getting vaccinated. And yes, there's still possibility that you can catch COVID being vaccinated, because as we know, just like any new disease, we have AIDS and all those kind of things that when they get one strand under control, it seems like uh, the disease is smart. It's saying, oh, they shut me down over here, but I'm gonna go through this door, and I'm going to cause wreaking havoc too. So their strands are coming about, but in North Carolina, my husband says everywhere, but in North Carolina now, it seems like COVID has come and said, okay, y'all think y'all got it going good. Y'all not gonna be affected by this. I'm gonna show you. And maybe because I had never been like affected right, directly. So um it just so happened that right at that particular time that we were talking, her fiance came in the door, and he was like, babe, I feel awful. He had a fever again, um, and he quarantined himself, and he he still went out to work and was at work for a little bit, and the symptoms came flooding right back. So be careful with that as well, guys, because people are thinking that they are free and clear of COVID, and they feel fine for a day, but then the following day, their symptoms come back with the vengeance. And so the people that they have been in contact with in that 24-hour span also can get infected. So just be mindful of that. But her fiance came in, and he did what he could to assist my daughter and everything. And at the same time, the baby is pooping like every 5 minutes or so, because you know and she's miserable, and it was just well, it is because they're still they are. My daughter said that she feel better than she felt before, but she don't feel 100%, and I'm afraid because they need to go. She's concerned about them missing so many days of school, so she's going to send them back to school on Monday, and so therefore my oldest goes home tomorrow, and I'm afraid that you introduce a new person into the mix that um, Kiana, go see what Jashawn is doing in there hollering. Um, so yes, um, uh, um, so she go home tomorrow, and I was like, well, how are you gonna do that? I said, how are you gonna quarantine the three oldest from y'all, from the four of you? And she was like, "Oh well, we're gonna quarantine ourselves in the room, and we'll let them have the rest of the house." But you forget that y'all, the infected has been. Look, I'm talking about the infected like it's a movie or something, because I've seen a movie, and that's what they call the people that had gotten bitten by whatever it was. They call them the infected. So um, you forget that y'all have been all over that house. You've been in bathrooms, you've been in the kitchen, you've been at tables, you've been, in chairs, been touching remotes, all this. So you have all this um, COVID germs and stuff floating around the home, and just because you give them the rest of the house to make sure that they don't feel enclosed, encased in, they still are subject to it because y'all have been out there coughing and all that kind of stuff. The baby having diarrhea, and you having to change her, and so it's just a big thing that I hope the cycle, don't hope, I pray that cycle is cut away from my family, that um, everyone will be healed and healed quickly. And my niece that is pregnant, I pray that her two youngest boys that is in the home, are okay, and that the baby be okay, and she be okay, because she said that she doesn't have an appetite or anything, and they told her to drink a whole lot of juice. And I told her that if she could withstand it, to make her eggs and cheese eggs, and or cheese egg sandwich, and eat that as much as she could, because the eggs and cheese has that protein that her body needs, and she needs some form of fiber as well. So I'm praying that everyone will be healed by the middle of next week, and all will be well.
Hey, can I make some hot
Yes. You talking about? Hold on. You talking about
chocolate?
get scooping it into the cup and putting it in the microwave?
Yeah.
Yeah, do that, cause don't mess with that Keurig.
Oh, you want me to do the same one I had a few days ago?
Huh?
Want me to get the one that I had a few days ago?
I guess. As long as you don't have to mess with the Keurig. So that's my saga as far as um COVID and everything in my family. So now let's talk about the last topic in my um title, depression. I don't keep I don't keep things, a lot of things. No, I don't tell y'all all my business, because that would be kind of crazy. But I do try to keep y'all abreast of my health, um, my children and my grandchildren. You know that they're doing good, and you know the good things and stuff like that. Stuff that most people brag about anyway. So I do try to keep y'all abreast of those things, um, because I'm proud of my family, and I'm proud with what my children are doing with their lives. Um, so bye. What you coming in here for? Bye. I told you there's that head again. My grandson has company staying with him tonight here, and he knows I don't like people in my room, and he try to bring his company into the room, and I think he think my granddaughter is in the bathroom on her VR headset. She tears up with that, with the yelling and all that. But anyway, so depression. Y'all know I don't keep in a lot of things from y'all when it comes to my health. Some things I have kept to myself because um I just haven't, you know, said all of my health issues and what I'm dealing with. But for the most part, I've told y'all about my fibromyalgia, my neuropathy, my degenerative joint disease, my many blackout spells, my depression, all those things right there. Yeah, I have all those things going on, and yes, I take medications for all of them. Uh, so of course, during the Christmas holidays, I told you guys that I wasn't really into the Christmas spirit, and it wasn't like I had stuff going on like um it wasn't like I had bad stuff going on. For some reason my mind can be happy one minute, and the next minute I'm like depressed, sad, feeling like I can hardly breathe because I'm so anxiety. I have so much anxiety in me, and I'm sorry, guys. I'm getting ready to holler right quick. Just shine. Cut it out. So I found myself going deeper and deeper into a depressive state. But see, with me, my family, not just my tree line, but my family as a whole, depend on me a lot. They call and talk to me about issues and things that they have going on and need help with, and so forth and so on, and yada 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 yada. And so I have to put up that facade of everything is okay. My family worries about me a lot as far as my health is concerned, and me being home a lot of the times by myself. And I live in a two-story home, and so sometimes I get those dizzy spells on my knees or something give out while I'm going down the steps, and I'm afraid of the same thing, that one day I'm not going to be so blessed and I am going to fall down the steps, and I'm going to lay there for I don't know how long, because if my husband's out of state, my daughter out of state, I mean out of the city, my son is working, and me poor Mia, all she can't go up and down the steps by herself either. She has to be towed, and she don't move most of the day anyway. She lay right there on her bed, um, come over here, drink her water, eat, and go right back, or go out to her potty pad, or we take her out to use the bathroom, and that's her routine. So she can't help. She don't even really, not really. She doesn't even bark anymore. Like, I've heard her growl one time since she been sick, and that was because my grandbaby, the youngest one, was pulling her tail, and she just growled. I guess to let somebody know that she was doing that because Mia, I have never seen her snap at a child. Well, yes, I have. I take that back. She had snapped at a child at our family Christmas party because they was messing with her so much, and she got tired of it. So she did do that. But anywho, so I'm afraid that I may sit there, lay there for a while, and so I found myself going deeper and deeper into depression. And no matter how hard I fought to get out of it, it was like a weight was just pulling me down. And I kept saying, um, I gotta record, I gotta record, I gotta record. And then, I have, uh, a project in mind. I done sketched out stuff, and I'm ready. I'm getting ready to do this thing. I'm gonna record, and then all of a sudden, like after that spurt of energy comes, it's like uh, uh, um, a cloud of darkness that just comes right back over me, and I climb back in the bed. I lay down, I pull the covers up, and go to sleep, or I lay down and be on my iPad for a little while, or chatting with somebody in my family for a little while, or talking to my therapist. So I find myself doing that. And then during that time, my sister was like, come with me, come to this party, yada yada yada, and I was like, no, I'm not really up to it, but I had promised her like a month ago that I would go, so I went, and I had a good time. I had a good time. I laughed a lot and everything because it was just funny. It was funny, but I had a good time, and nothing but for laughing. And laughter heals the heart, so that did me some good. But it seemed like as soon as I walked in the house and walked upstairs, I it felt like, and I didn't dance at all. It felt like my entire legs was like on fire. It felt like from my back all the way down to my feet were on fire, and they just gave out on me, and I collapsed on the bed, and I was in bed for 2 days after that. And so just I'm at a place right now that I'm battling, I guess, the good and the evil, or the depression and the happiness, and I'm not finding a balance. My husband came home for 3 days, and I was all excited, and I was gonna have the room finished. I was gonna have all everything set up. I had got myself my big mirror for Christmas. I got me a new TV for Christmas, and I was just the room was just gonna be immaculate, you know, the way I envisioned it with the colors. Um, and I was just rushing around in the house just to tidy up, sweep and mop, and put things that's out sitting out away. And um my one of my grandchildren was here helping me, And my niece came over this particular day to help put my tree up. Well, my son put the tree up, but she was going to help decorate it. And Mia was upstairs. I think I told y'all this. No, I'm not for sure. But Mia was upstairs, and I was sitting in a chair, and my niece was um, putting down. Her and her two sons were putting decorations on the tree. And all of a sudden, I just heard something tumbling down the step. Boom, 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 boom. Coming down hard. Boom, 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 boom. And when I looked, my baby was falling down the steps. And when she hit the floor, she whimpered. And I just knew she was gone. And I was in a state of shock. So I couldn't really move. So I was glad that my niece was there, and she went over, she got her, she looked at her, rushed her upstairs and stuff, and she was like, on Ida, she's okay, on Ida, she's okay. But it wasn't registering that she was okay, because in actuality she wasn't okay. She's been up these stairs countless of times and down them, beat me up and down the steps, and for her to come tumbling down the steps like that, and hitting the bottom, and whimpering, and uh, laying there for a second, and then she got up and she limped a little bit, and my niece got to her. And then she fell halfway down the steps when my husband was here. So Mia, it has a real bad case of arthritis, and it's to the point where her spine is curved a little bit in the back, and it's like she walks majority of the time with her head kind of down and turned to the left, and it's always she always walks on the left of anything. When she go down the hallway, she gets close to the left of the wall, like she's using the wall as a um, something to hold her up. And when she coming back down the hallway, she used the railing to guide her down. But she has gotten a whole lot better than what she was. With her medication that the vet has given her. I put her on wellness health for small breeds. I spent so much money on uh, vitamins and things like that for her joints and stuff. And do you know that girl won't take them? So I said, okay, I'm gonna be smart about this. I'm gonna take it in her food, because I mix dry and soft food together for her now. So I said I'm gonna take it and I'm gonna shave it and put it in her food, so she can get her vitamins. So the first night I did it, she ate, but she didn't eat all of it all the way down, but she ate a lot, because I told you she wasn't eating. And then so the next night I put two different types of things in her food. Mia would not eat it. She'll smell it. She'll walk away. She'll come drink some water. She'll come and smell the food again. She'll walk away. And no matter how much I tell her to go eat, she wouldn't eat it. And she's stubborn. She's really my child. But we're talking about my I could still call her a puppy, but she's a full grown dog, but I call her a puppy. She she and I had a standoff as far as food was concerned. I told her I wasn't putting any more food in her bowl until she eat what was in it. Um, and for 2 days, she would go in the bowl, and she would pick out like a piece of the hard food or a piece of the small food. She'll nibble on that, and then she'll leave. And for 2 days we did that. I said I'm not gonna put no more food in there, and she'll look at me like, okay, we'll see, and she'll walk on out and go down the hall. So finally, after 2 days, I couldn't take it anymore. So I emptied that food out and I gave her some fresh food and she ate. So I've been depressed about that because the lifespan of a Shih Tzu, the maximum is 16 years. It's okay, Terry. Um, um, I'm just telling you my saga of how 2021 ended and how 2022 began. Yes, and this moonchild, when I say this, my daughter has this saying, "Stupid is as stupid does," and what she means by that, if you know better, you're supposed to do better, and if you don't do better, the consequences that you face are your own fault because you know what you should be doing. And I have a alarm system in my home, and with my alarm system came a uh, life alert thing. And of course, I was younger, and I still had this mentality of, I'm young, I shouldn't be having this. My mom has this, and my grandmama had this. Why do I have to have it? And I'm still young. So I wore it for a little while, and then, my pig-headedness got to me, and I took it off. And so pretty much what I have to do is just call my alarm company, and I'm quite sure they'll send me another one, or all I have to do is tell the VA, and the VA will get it for me. So I'm in the process of not being stupid and do what I need to do on that aspect. So yes, you're right, and that doesn't cost me anything additional. Them little brats are down there in my kitchen messing up stuff. Um, but so depression is, and the short, I had started writing y'all in the community tab, and I got, I'm gonna say this much written, and that's a whole lot on the community tab. So I have about that much written, and then I just got so the feeling of shame, guilt, um, you always got an excuse. All those things was beating me down. And I said, you know what? I'm not going to do it. I'm just not going to do it. And I was like telling my therapist that, I couldn't. I feel like I can't do it. I know I need to do it, but my mindset is not there. Not that my mindset was not on you guys, because I was all worried that the ones that I have that's faithful, that has been there, that has that pretty much has heard my life story since they have become a part of the family, would get sick and tired of me telling y'all that, I got sick, or I was depressed, or something to that nature, and be like, my mindset went to the young lady that, had the audacity to say what she said to me. And I immediately went to her comment and her statement, and for a second there, I was allowing what she said to radiate hard within my mind. And so I started thinking that, maybe she was right, which I know she wasn't. So if you're here, don't think you got a victory or anything. You was in my mind and won for a quick hot second, but then you were gone. So I felt like maybe she was right. Maybe um I am just making excuses. Maybe I should just do it. And so um that pushed me down even more. But I'm not gonna hold y'all a lot past our time, and our time just expired. But I do want to say that depression, I know, Queenie, I know y'all do. It's just that when you battle depression, and I'm a manic depressant. Um, when you battle that, and my therapist say that is a bipolar depression, and I don't think I'm bipolar, but anyway, that's what she says, and that's what she put in my record. But um, when you battle that, your mind your mind gets the best of you at times, and I feel like I don't right now at this particular time in my life. The only friends and friends that I truly have are you guys, and so I lost one of my best friends to cancer, and then I feel like I lost one of my best friends because I became that friend that every time you talk to, it was gloom and doom. And a person can only take but so much gloom and doom before, their spirit and everything is broken. And so I feel like I lost her, which I probably haven't, but I just feel this way that I lost her because of that. And so now I don't have friends. My therapist say, well, you need to get out more, go hang out with your friends. And say, I don't have any friends. I don't have any friends. I don't care to, and don't take this the wrong way, guys. It's not, it's not all females. It's, I don't care to be friends with some females because they are raunchy. And you can think that they're your friend, and then you tell them some of your personal life. And if it's not on Facebook, it's on Twitter. If not on Twitter, somebody else is coming back to you saying, oh, did you know that such and such was going around telling this? And then if you talk about issues that you're having at home, then they see a opening to go in to try to steal what you have. And so I don't care to go through all those games because I'll kill somebody. I walk around with 3 to 5 weapons in my purse or on me at all times, and I'm not afraid to use them. And so um, I know that I'll flip out in a second. It's just like I told y'all before. My mom said I'm the nicest, sweetest, meanest person you ever want to meet. I'll give you a shirt off my back, but I'll also give you my taser or my blade or whatever else quick as that too. Thank you, Jacqueline. I know you are, Renee. I know you are. Um, I thank God for all of you, like I said. But Renee and Val are the two that I actually physically talk to outside of YouTube. Um, I talk to Val on the phone a lot, and I text with Renee. I've spoken with Renee on the phone, I think a couple of times as well. But I haven't even checked on B. I haven't even I haven't even um checked on her to see how her construction is going in her home, how her Christmas was, her New Year's. Um so yeah, guys. Just bear with me. I was telling my therapist that I wasn't going to do anything this month. I was just going to have R&R and reflect. But then I said, as long as I do it this way, if I do a live, I'm okay because I don't have to worry about getting off the live and uploading everything to my computer, editing, doing all that stuff, and then reposting it to Facebook. I mean, YouTube. So, the rest of this month may be live, not this kind, but we will do DIYs, And the DIYs that we do, they're gonna be nice nice ones, but it's gonna be in a such a way that I can use my desk that's over here, so I can stay out here, where the picture is clear and stuff. um, for us, thank you, Queenie, and Queenie, for us, it's still cold. It's cold for us. I know it's cold for me, so I don't go outside. And on the days that we do have sun or be in the still in the 70s, yeah, I'll go out those days. But I don't even like going downstairs because we have a dual system in our home. So most of the times in the wintertime, I normally keep the downstairs heater on and keep the upstairs heat off, and just use my fireplace in my room. But and because heat rises. But this particular year, I'm having the upstairs heat on and the downstairs heat off. And when I go downstairs, it's like 67 degrees down there, and I'm freezing. So I'm putting on a sweater, I'm putting on this, I'm putting on that. And I know 67 to some of you guys is like, shoot, I wish I had 67 degrees weather in December. And I understand that. But I like snow. I do. Um, I have a guilty pleasure, and some of y'all gonna think I'm really nasty, but I have a guilty pleasure of going into my deep freezer and chopping the ice that look like snow off, or rubbing it off in a cup and eating it, because it my body is so funny. I love the taste of ice. I love the taste of um snow. I just fiend for in the wintertime I fiend for snow, because I want to make ice cream out of it like we used to, and I want to eat it. I'm just like, I'm kind of weird. And on top of everything else, guys, my iron is superly low, and I can't take iron pills because they make me sick. Not like, oh, you make me sick, but they literally make me sick. I'm regurgitating and all that kind of stuff. So, I'm probably gonna have to go get some shots because I don't have no energy whatsoever. But on that note, guys, I just wanted to come in. I wanted to update you guys on my life, tell you how 2021 in and how 2022 came in for me. But I don't think 2022 is going to be the way it came in. I believe that it's going to be great. I believe it's going to be successful. I believe that we're going to get more family members that are like you guys, the faithful ones, the ones that are not just here for DIYs or home decor stuff. They're here because they genuinely care about me, like I genuinely care about you guys. So I have faith that we have that, and I'm learning that just enjoy the ride, enjoy the process. Stop looking at what everybody else is doing and how what numbers everybody else have. Just focus on you, your family, and God will give you the increase as He see fit. So I'm gonna stop looking at numbers. I'm not going. I was shocked to see that we had went to 54/7. I was shocked with that because I had stopped looking at it. Um, but yeah, I'm not going to be looking at it. I'm not going to. Yeah, I'm gonna be paying attention to you guys, what you say, what you want. I'm going to do that. Yes, I am going to do that. And I hear you. I got a project sitting right here that I've started. I got one on the desk that I've started. I got one down here by my bed that I started. I have one right here. I have some in the office, and so I have them. I promise you, I promise you, I have content for you. I promise you, I do. I have sketches. I have stuff for you guys, and I believe it's awesome stuff this year. I believe that if like I said, I'm not worried about the growth. I'm gonna enjoy the process, but I believe that with the content I put out this year, um, if our family doesn't grow, then something is wrong somewhere, and I will have to go back to the drawing board and figure out what it is. I'm getting ready to make an intro for our channel. So yeah, I'm excited. I really am. I'm excited. I'm excited to see what 2022 take us as a family. Um, I'm excited to grow with you guys. I'm excited to hear about all your accomplishments and your happy times in your life. And I'm ready to share those things with you guys. I'm ready to if we need to go to war to pray for something, I'm ready. I'm ready for all those things. And I believe 2022 is just going to bring, if not anybody else closer, the ones that are still here right now, bring us closer. So I truly believe that, and I truly want to um, get to know you guys on a personal level, like Queenie, and Jacqueline, and I'm just throwing out the names that just come readily available to me. But I want to talk to you guys outside of YouTube, and I'll talk you to death. I will. Ask Renee, ask Val. I will. I'll talk you to death. But anyhow, um, I'm gonna go now. And y'all go ahead and have your dinner with your family. Enjoy your family. Sit down for dinner to eat. Um, keep our country in prayer that God will show us favor, and we will be able to um, get control of this disease just like we were with AIDS. Now AIDS are, you don't really hear about AIDS that much. It's still out there, but you don't hear about it as much because it's so much um, technology and stuff out there for it now. So let's just pray that if COVID has to be a part of our life, that it be a part that hit us hard, and then um, we learn from it. God give the scientists and everything else knowledge to fight it, and it will fade to the background again. So I ask for prayer for my family, with everything told you guys about what's going on. Pray for my floor. Pray for my floor that everything will be all right with it. Because if not, I'll rip it up myself, and I'll go and I'll put the floor down myself, because I'm not going to pay somebody an outrageous amount of money on something that I can do myself. So on that note, I love you, I love you, I love you, I love you to the moon and back again. And I'm not going to promise you anything about a video. I'm going to see where my feelings and emotions and stuff take me. But I will promise you that I will see you again, if again in a week, if not beforehand. So I love you guys. Bye bye.